The entire book is a complete trauma. There will be a few people who might be disappointed after this review, and there will be a few people who might also unfollow or unsubscribe to my channel. I can understand the rage, but this is a point of view video, so you do not have to take it personally. This is just what I feel about the book. Hi, guys, welcome back to another video. And today's video is going to be a lot more controversial than I assume it to be. And today we are talking about this book that the internet raves about. Like, I have apparently only seen a few reviews of people talking negatively about this book or polarizing reviews altogether. And I mean, you already know by the title and the thumbnail on what book I'm going to talk about today. But although I'm taking a very controversial plunge, I feel a little scared for the, comments incoming. But at the same time, I'm very excited to share my thoughts. And it's just my opinion, okay? You do not have to take anything personally. This book, A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. So before we start with the video, let me just tell you that I have 5 points here right in front of me, which I have curated on like the 5 things that I didn't like about the book. And I will also tell you what I liked about the book. So it's like it's a polarizing review, okay? And I read it like 2 or 3 years back. If I'm not wrong, wait, let me just check if I have noted down my date. I have read it in the 24th of August 2021. So long time back, 3 4 years back. And I read it with my sister. We were doing a buddy read kind of a thing for this one book, and we had the similar thoughts for this one. And so people who do not know or have not read A Little Life yet, I will never recommend this book. Honestly, there is nothing that you're going to miss if you do not read this book. If you ever want to give it a try because of how people rave about it all across the globe, you should definitely be checking the trigger warnings before you pick it, and you should be knowing what you can expect from the book, and then only can you dive into the book, because I will not take responsibility of people who are going to read this book and do what not to their own selves. So that being said, let us first discuss the first point on why I will not recommend A Little Life to anybody, irrespective of anything. Okay, so the very first essential point is unrealistic and excessive trauma for shock value. So what happens is, if you have read the book, you know what Jude goes through, right? I'm not going to spoil the book and the story for people who haven't read it, but the pointers that I'm going to mention are going to be spoiler free. So, when I say that it's unrealistic and excessive in trauma, I mean that the trauma in the book kind of keeps on happening, like piling up, like one trauma after the other after the other. So, it's like only trauma, like to an extent that it kind of feels fake after a time, after a point. So, for the first 200 pages, I was absolutely enjoying the book because of how amazing the writing is. Okay, so this is one very positive point about this book. The writing is absolutely stunning. But when the trauma for the first protagonist in the book, Jude, starts showing up in the book, I slowly understand why people cry and can never move on from the book. But gradually, after one trauma and the second and the third, it kind of starts feeling fake. I felt, I इतना इतना कि कोई यकीन ही नहीं कर पाया. I mean, trauma to an extent that it becomes hard for me to even believe कि ऐसा हो सकता है. ठीक है, I know it's fiction, but at the same time, it's more fiction than fiction. Do you get me? Like, believe ही नहीं कर पाओ कि ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है, ऐसा कुछ हुआ भी होगा. And in what context is the author even writing the trauma? Like, why is she doing it? So that felt extremely exaggerated after a point. Okay, like let me tell you the brief about the book. So there are 4 friends in the book, and 4 friends in different what do you call it? Like following different professions. And this one person in Jude, who is the main character in the book, kind of falls prey for every negative character in the book. Like he is basically one object who has been molested, harassed, and whatnot all his life, like physically, mentally abused by everybody in every position of his life. And these friends also kind of helps him, tries to pull him out from it, but they fail because this character is helpless. He doesn't want to be helped by anybody. So this character Jude whose trauma we are talking about, is an orphan, and he is basically adopted by somebody. I don't exactly recall, but I think his name was Harry, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, something like that. Okay, and you will understand the story by the blurb of the book. But let me tell you, everything about this book is about Jude. Only Jude. Even when I say that he's one of the protagonists in the book, there are a lot of characters repeatedly mentioned about in the book. He is the only main character in the book around whom the entire book kind of revolves. Okay, and the trauma of Jude kind of piles up to an extent that it feels forced. You get me? Like as if like the author intentionally put the trauma in the book so that the readers can connect to it, the readers can cry over it and just forget the other necessity aspect of reading a book. I felt that way personally after a certain point. Because first half I was also crying like crazy, okay? I was like, I cried buckets. I cried buckets, like at least for the halfway through the book. And then gradually when I was discussing it with my sister, we realized that bhai, ये दुख काहे खत्म नहीं हो रहा है. Okay, so the next point is suffering without growth or relief. I think the only purpose of writing this book for this author was to add sufferings and trauma, apparently for people who kind of probably go through the same and who cannot come out of it despite the help that he or she is being, provided. Like when I say suffering without growth, I mean there are people around you, Jude. For God's sake, there are people around you who are ready to help you, who have left kind of everything to help you. Why can't you just seek the help or at least go for a therapy maybe or do something? Like nothing in his life kind of functions apart from the trauma that kind of pulls him back into that same trap. I get it. I completely understand that your trauma is extremely exaggeratingly, like, excruciating. But there are people who are ready to help you. You can do so much of the things if you want to help yourself. If you do not want to help yourself, nobody can do it for you. That is one thing that I've learned from this book, because this character, Jude, does not want to help himself. And that's why people around him, despite being so good, so friendly, so understanding, he kind of pushes everybody off because he doesn't want help. The third point is other characters feel flat. Why? Because the book is completely based on Jude. Now, Jude is one character who is helpless, and everybody is busy. Every friend of his, like Willem, Malcolm, and what was the other person's name? I forgot. Harold, Andy, everybody is busy with him, with Jude. They have kind of, the book was essentially written for about four friends. Okay, we are supposed to get indulged into all of these four friends' individual, personal, professional lives, but we do get into everybody's life. But Jude has overshadowed everybody in the book. The three friends that we talk about in this book, excluding Jude, have their individual lives. Yet they're ready to help Jude and, skip aside everything of their own selves. But, sometimes it happens that you are trying to help somebody for the longest and the person do not want it. He will probably understand for some time and then be like कि हाँ यार तुमको जो कहना है तुम कहो कर रहा तो मेरे को अपने मन से ही है. We meet a lot of people in our lives like that. Jude was one of them. But then at one point, if the other person is like not valuing what I'm doing for him, what will I do? What will I as an individual say? Yeah, छोड़ मेरे को नहीं बोलना. He will anyway not listen to me, or he just doesn't want to listen, or doesn't want to understand what I have to say. So what is the point of even telling him? So Jude is one character like that, and I as a friend will react in that way, right? But in this book, the other character does not have like any kind of humanly emotion in them. Like they will not react selfishly. I can understand your friendship. For God's sake, I can understand how good friends you are. But there will at some point be, portions when you will not feel like being helpful to the person because he's not ready to take your help. So you'll be like, chhod, right? That is how humans will react. In this book, the other characters are shown as if they were like written only for Jude, only to assist Jude, only to be patient, to be calm, and to be understanding all the time. No other hurtless feelings arose or arises in the characters, in the other characters, I mean, that is not a very human like. That is not human like. We as humans will be so frustrated at one point that भाई हम तो छोड़ बोल के निकल लेंगे, but this didn't feel like normal to me. It was like, I don't know, these characters, the other characters in the books did not have their own individuality. They were busy doing what Jude was asking and meaning for. And it did not make sense to me after a point. The fourth point in the book is how I want to summarize the entire book. Romanticization of pain. The book does not have one silly happy moment. If there is any happy moment, by God's grace, that is also snatched in some way or the other. The friendship in the book is very artificial, superficial type, but I can still understand. You can still justify me with the third point that I mentioned about the friends. But with romanticization of the pain of Jude in the book, you cannot justify me saying, you know what, people they go through it. I can understand people they go through it. If I'm going through terrible pain, for example, if I'm going through anxiety or depression and I'm reading this book, I'm crying, I can relate, it's so relatable, I can resonate, I will cry buckets and like read till the last page. And then in the last page there's trauma. So there's no happy moments that I can take away and at least lead my life in a, I can have a different perspective of my life. If I'm relating with the book in some way or the other, because people apparently go through the same trauma, I will also want to have some happy moments in the book so that I can take away and imply that in my life. But no, there's no such things in this book. And then at the end, I as a reader was expecting कि कुछ अच्छा होगा, भाई कुछ तो होगा, like something I will take away, something that will make me feel that okay, this book is real. I can feel for the characters. I mean, I can understand all the pain the character must have gone through, but no, nothing happens as such. The entire book is a complete trauma. It's like you have forced and you have written trauma of all kinds that a human body possibly can endure, put it into one character, and made the character so helpless and so hopeless so that people will like sympathize with it and forget about the other aspects of the book and just be focused into that one character and cry buckets about that one character and forget everything else about the book. And then because we cry for characters and we cry for books, which is weird and absurd but real, we will relate with the book. We will not stop raving about the book. That is what I feel the intention of the author was when she drafted this entire book and thought कि भाई लोगों के साइकोलॉजी के साथ खेलो, कैरेक्टर्स को इतना बेचारा बना दो कि लोग बहुत ज्यादा रिलेट करने लगे, बहुत सिंपैथाइज करने लगे एंड बहुत रोना धोना हो so that the other elements in the book overlook this part of the book. Why did you force the pain into the character or into the book just to make it more relatable? Make sure that the readers fall prey to your writing. I didn't like this idea of the author at all, if that was her intention. But if there's something else that she wanted to put it in the book that probably I could not curate or I didn't understand, please comment down below. I would be very happy to take it very positively. But for me, no, big no. Big no. It didn't work for me at all. The last point is Jude is only his suffering. Now, in most stories or characters where the character must be going through some pain, physical, mental, anything, emotional, yet they, find or try to find little joys in their life, okay? Maybe, do something for their own hobby so as to keep themselves busy and not keep thinking about the past or the trauma that the character must have gone through. That is also actually happens in the real life of people. But with this character, it was as if Jude was only written or Jude only existed for pain. So Jude basically is one character who does not want to explore, who does not want to do anything apart from indulging into his past memories, thinking about the trauma, crying over it, hurting his own self because he's so traumatic. He needs therapy. He doesn't want help, but people are ready to help him. He is busy getting indulged into his past abuse. He has basically found so much comfort in being in the painful situation or in the sufferings or in his mind of abuse that he doesn't want to get out of it. So what I have exactly written here is, this makes it feel like Jude exists only to suffer. Okay, the book doesn't let him move forward or heal even a little. Like, that is how monotonous the book becomes after a certain point. It sends the message that trauma completely defines someone's forever. Exactly what happened with Jude. That they cannot be more than what happened to them. So they are so busy and they are carrying their past baggages through their entire existence that they're not being able to move out of it. They do not want to move out of it there because they're busy carrying their past baggages and they're okay with it. They're comfortable around it. So that's what happens with the character. Okay, that's a very heavy and unfair idea. Obviously, people are more than their pain. I feel that. I personally believe in that. Everybody in life goes through pain. Everybody. Irrespective of the financial issues you must be going through or any kind of issue, emotional, physical, whatever. Everybody has to go through pains and suffering. But do the pain define us as human being? No. That is a part and parcel of life. There are other aspects of me, right? I must be going through something right now. I must be having depression and stuff like that. But does that define me as a human being? No, that cannot. I will have problems in my life. I will have to, move ahead in my life with that. And if people are helping me out with it, I'm ready to take it. If I'm not ready to take it, that is my call. I get it. But but that does not necessarily mean that the pain describes me. It is just a part of me. There are other aspects in me, or there are other things in me that kind of defines me. But in Jude's life, pain defines him. Even those who go through terrible things can still have moments of joy, strength, and love. But A Little Life does not show us that. A Little Life is often called a powerful and emotional book. Emotional, yes, I would not disagree to it. But I don't know how healthy the emotions that take a toll upon you is. For me, it felt like that the book kind of keeps on piling up the emotional disbalance that the book has, and there is no space to breathe. There is no scope for healing, no balance whatsoever. It was feeling extremely overwhelming. Now, I know a lot of people love this book and will never tolerate people speaking against it. I can get it, okay. But for me, it was like an emotional punishment. There was nothing that I could actually take away. I am not against people liking this book, but what are you liking about this book is the thing. I have only liked the writing. Yes, I have liked the friendship that was so unreal that I was like, okay, ऐसे भी लोग होते हैं, which is unbelievable, but okay. I have liked that part as well. I liked the support that the people were showing. They were like so concerned about this character, but I hated how he did not value what he received. You can write as much trauma as you want in your book, but what are we getting it after reading the entire book? Are we getting something from the book? Are we getting how we should not be doing what Jude has done, or any of the things that we can learn from? No takeaways from the book whatsoever. But just very disappointing. These are the 5 reasons why I personally feel that I will never recommend you to read A Little Life. Not because it's dark, but because it feels like it is only written to hurt you with no sense of hopefulness in it. So, this is all I had to say about A Little Life. If you have read A Little Life and loved it, I would want to know what you think about the book in the comment section, and what made you love the book so much. And also, reading is subjective. What worked for you may not work for me, and vice versa. So I hope you don't take this video personally at all. It was my point of view, and that's about it. So with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoy watching bookish videos, kindly subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy reading.